Good morning, Popeyes. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
Good morning, viewers and subscribers. On today's journey, we'll be traveling through Darlston and we'll be ending at Return. We're going to want to stick around and listen to the last story.
Aye, we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeyes. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
Greetings, viewers and subscribers. So we are still in the parish of Westmoreland. We have left Negril and we are heading towards Savannah Lamar. But do you know the area in Negril called Bloody Bay? And do you know how Bloody Bay got its name? Before it was called Bloody Bay, it used to be called Negril Harbour. Now, whales. Do you know what is a whale? You don't? Well, there are some whales on your screen. Well, whales used to be butchered in the Negril Harbour, so there was a lot of blood all around. Hence the name Bloody Bay. Also, did you know that the first significant resort in Negril was the Negril Beach Village? Yes, man, it opened its doors in 1977. Now, the Negril Beach Village, it was later renamed Hedonism 2. And truth be told, Hedonism 2 is one of my favorite places to go in Negril. And no, it's not because of the nude beach. So, sit back, relax, and drive with me. Now, a young guy named Delano Gale. He was shot and killed at Withorn in the parish of Westmoreland last night. I'm gonna be doing another video later because there's a lot of details that I have to share with you as it relates to the events leading up to the killing of Delano Gale. Stand by. That video will be coming up later. This first incident, it took place yesterday afternoon. Saturday, September 24th, 2022, about 4:30. It took place at Cassava Walk in Albion in the parish of St. James. We are learning that a team of police officers from the St. James Division, they carried out an operation at a house at Cassava Walk. They searched a bedroom occupied by a male in his early 30s and a female in her mid-20s, and a pouch was found in the bedroom. The pouch was searched and bingo. One Browning 9mm pistol affixed with a magazine containing 19 rounds of 9mm cartridges were found in the pouch. As a result, the man and the woman, they were taken into police custody. Now, as soon as these two persons are charged, we'll be telling you their names. But congratulations to the Montego Bay Police for making this find. Job well done. Now, this next incident, it took place Friday afternoon. Friday, September 23, 2022, about 12:30. It took place at Long Bay in the Lilliput area in the parish of St. James. We are learning that a man, he's in his mid-30s and he's living in the same Long Bay area. It is said that this man, he was standing along the roadway when a motor car drove up. Hoodlums in the car, they opened gunfire at this man. They then sped away, making good their escape. It was then realized that this man, he was shot. He received gunshot wounds to his left leg. He was rushed to a nearby hospital where this man, he was admitted in a serious condition. We are told that at least one of the bullets might have hit a vein in this man's leg. As a result, he lost a lot of blood. The mayhem. Now, this next incident, it took place early this morning. Sunday, September 25th, 2022, about some minutes after 3 o'clock. It took place at Fort William in the Withorn police area in the parish of Westmoreland. We are learning that a young lady, she's in her mid-20s and she's a bar operator. This young lady, she was on her way home from a party. She was walking on the road heading home. Now, What time did I say this incident took place? It took place minutes after 3 this morning. Ah boy. So this female, it is said that she was coming from a party and she was walking on the road on her way home when she heard gunshots being fired behind her. This female, she ran off, but she then realized that she was bleeding. She was bleeding from her right shoulder. Apparently, she was shot. She raised an alarm and she was rushed to a nearby hospital where this female, she was treated and admitted. Just like that. Hoodlums could have taken this young lady's life. And truth be told, we as a people, we must be careful. Yeah man, I know. We were on lockdown for so long due to the pandemic. But what we must remember is that even if the pandemic is done, crime still a keep. Now, this next incident, that hoodlum on your screen, his name is Keron Johnson. He is also known as Fox. Fox is 32 years old and he's said to be living at Bogill in Montego Bay in the parish of St. James. He turned himself in to the Montego Bay police in April of this year after he was listed on their most wanted list. Fox was subsequently charged by the cops for the murder of Keron Graham, who was killed in Anchovy in the parish of St. James on February 28. Fox, he has been in custody ever since. Now, one of Fox's right-hand hoodlum, he's on your screen. His name is Damian Tharp and he was popularly known as Temper Skull. Temper Skull, he was shot and killed on the morning of Friday, September 2, 2022. But on Thursday night, September 22, 2022, about 9 o'clock, residents of the same Bogill community in Montego Bay, they reportedly heard gunshots being fired. Now, I am not sure whether or not the police were informed, but apparently no checks were done. Because the next morning, Friday, September 23, 2022, about some minutes to 6 o'clock, residents of the area, they stumbled upon a man lying face down on the ground in his yard. This man, he was lifeless and he was bleeding from his upper body. He was identified as Mr. Roel Johnson, but he was popularly known as Dave. Now, Dave, he was 61 years old and he's said to be a carpenter by trade. Now, Mr. Roel Johnson, also known as Dave, he's the father of Keron Johnson, also known as Fox. And like we told you, Fox is in police custody in a murder charge. The police were called and when they made checks, it was observed that Dave, he was shot in his head and his upper body. Dave apparently died the previous night when he was shot. When this crime scene was processed, we are told that 7 9mm Spen shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. Now, in this story, you're gonna want to pay close attention. Very, very close attention. Listen to me now. On Tuesday, May 19th, 2020, that young man on your screen, his name is Brian Gray. Brian Gray, he was popularly known as Biggs and he was 22 years old. He lived at Love Lane in the West End area of Negril in the parish of Westmoreland. On that day, Biggs was standing near to his gate when a motorcycle rode up with 2 hoodlums aboard. The hoodlums, they brandished guns and opened gunfire, hitting Biggs. Biggs died on the spot. So it is said that at least one of the hoodlums who carried out this act, he was identified and his name was given to the police. The police, they picked him up in mid-June 2020 and he was formally charged for the killing of Brian Gray, also known as Biggs. The person who was charged is on your screen. His name is Renis Pringle, but he was popularly known as Kushay or Kushman. He was 35 years old at the time. We are told that whilst KUSHAY was in jail, he contacted Brian's father on a few occasions, begging him to drop the charge because he was not the person who killed his son. It was someone else. We are told that the father, he told him that there is nothing he could do about it because he was not even a witness in the matter. We are told that KUSHAY, he was convinced that the father was holding out because he could drop the charge. Truth be told, there is nothing Brian's father could do about the case. The case against KUSHAY, it continued in court until KUSHAY, he was granted bail and he was now on the street. We are told that he was still contacting Brian's father, asking him to drop the charge. So, do you have any idea who Brian's father is? Well, he's that man on your screen. His name is Byron Gray. He was popularly known as Rasta Byron and he was 53 years old. Rasta Byron, he was a favorite with the tourists. He was a tour operator. He transported tourists from point A to point B. Now, on the night of Monday, August 15th, 2022, about 9:30, Rasta Byron, he was driving his Toyota Voxy from West End towards the Negril town center. He had in the Voxy 2 male tourists. Now, a motorcycle with 2 hoodlums aboard rode up beside the Voxy that Rasta Byron was driving. The pillion, he opened gunfire, shooting and killing Rasta Byron on the spot. The 2 male tourists, they were not shot, but they were injured as a result of the Voxy crashing. It is said that for weeks before that incident, Rasta Byron, he told persons that he was marked for death. He also told persons that it was someone who wanted him to drop the case in court, re the killing of his son, why someone wanted to kill him. As a matter of fact, less than a month before Rasta Byron was killed, on the night of Wednesday, July 20, 2022, about 9 o'clock, a Rasta man named Kenyatte Osborne, he was popularly known as Jadi, and he operated a shop in the Negril Craft Market. Jadi, he was shot and killed by a hoodlum whilst playing a game on a poker machine. Rasta Byron, he was convinced that the killing of Jadi was a case of mistaken identity because he, Rasta Byron, was the real target. It is said that he was there a few minutes before the incident, but he had left. Jadi, it should be noted that he too was also a Rasta man like Byron. So, before we go any further, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Are you so deep in the story that up until, oh, you touch it now? You touch the love button now. Have you touched the thumbs up button? Okay, good. So have you subscribed to the channel? If you have not yet subscribed, remember, hit on the subscribe button as also hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be the first to be notified. Over here, so. You see, over here, so, we bring you real news. Over here, so, we dig and we get all of the information and we bring them to you so that you can have a better understanding as to what is happening. So, let me see if you were following. Let's recap. Yeah, man, we're not go too far back in it, but so that everybody is on the same page. Remember, we told you that that youngster on your screen, his name is Byron Gray, and he was 22 years old. He was popularly known as Biggs. Biggs was shot and killed at his gate. Now, that guy on your screen, you remember his name? That's Renis Pringle. He was also known as KUSHAY. KUSHAY was charged for the killing of Byron Gray. KUSHAY, he went to court and he was granted bail, so he was now on the street. That man on your screen, that's Byron Gray, and he was popularly known as Rasta Byron. Rasta Byron, he was Byron Gray's father. Now, Rasta Byron, he was being pressured to drop the murder charges against KUSHAY, something that he could not do. As a result, it is said that that's why Rasta Byron was shot and killed. Now, all that I have just said, I have no evidence that is connected to anything that I'm gonna be saying now. All I did was outline the facts. It may be connected, it may not be connected. Yesterday evening, Saturday, September 24th, 2022, about 6:30. That man on your screen, Renis S. Rich Pringle, also known as Kushay or Kushman. He was 38 years old and he lived at Broughton in the Little London area in the parish of Westmoreland. Kushay, he was in the parking lot at the Little London supermarket at the Little London Square in the parish of Westmoreland when several loud explosions were heard. Persons were seen scampering for cover. When the smoke was cleared, Kushay was seen lying on his side with gunshot wounds to his head and his upper body. From all indication, Kushay died on the spot. When this crime scene was processed, 8 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sin if we just unite. What a country this will be if we just unite. Jamaica live in unity if we just unite. What a country this will be if we just unite. Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them knock out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane, everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the land of the gun. East and north and south when we turn. Country and town, man a pay blood a run. Murder, don't you baby me hear them a murder. Cut it out, tell them no gonna further. Man a dead like cans and bird, yeah. Who no listen them a word, yeah. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them